Want to make a satisfying main menu for your Godot project exactly like this? Well, let me show you how. Create a new scene with the control node as the root. Make sure to save the scene somewhere in your project. First thing we do in this scene is to add a panel and attach its anchor to the bottom middle of the screen. Add a VBox container to the panel with full rect selected, and change the alignment to center. Now, add a button to the VBox container and change its horizontal alignment to center, and change the minimum size to make it fit nicely inside the panel. You can duplicate the button for options and quit. Once you're finished, we can start on the theme. Click on the root node, create a new theme and save it somewhere in your project so we can use it in future menus. Now, add a new type in the theme. We will select the panel first. Select the Styles tab and create a new style box flat. Change it to pure black and add a corner radius of 16. Next, let's add another type and select button. Here gets a little more tricky, but I will guide you through it. Create a new style box flat for normal. We will do the same thing as the panel. Once you're finished, right-click the style box flat you created and press copy. Now, right-click the hover's style box flat and press paste as unique. Make sure to open it and change it to white. Because this is black and white, we should change the color of the font for when it is not hovered and when it is, by changing the font color to white and hover font color to black. We also need to create a style box flat for press. Do the same thing by copying normal and pasting as unique. Here we will make it a dark gray. Also, let's go back to our font colors and change the font color for when it is pressed to gray. You can preview the theme inside this menu or start the project with the main menu selected as the main scene. It's already looking great, but that background should be changed to something more vibrant. We can go into settings and change this, but I'm going to instead use a color rect behind everything. Set it to a full rect and change its color to mint. It's a little too bright, but we could fix that a little bit by adding some more UI like a dark label. You can add a label and make sure the text is set to center on both directions. Also set the font color to black, and you can change its font size to be bigger from there too. For a more bold look, change the outline size. Great! We have a nice looking main menu. However, we are missing animations. To get started, create an animation player on one of the buttons. Inside the menu down here, we need to create a new animation called hover. Select the button with the animation player and enable offset transform. Now let's add a keyframe for scale and rotation. Move the timeline to the end and create another keyframe for scale and rotation. Because we will encounter buttons overlapping each other in the animation like this, we need to change the z-index in the animation. Add a keyframe with the z-index set to 0 with the timeline at the beginning of the animation. Now, move the timeline one notch ahead of this keyframe, and change the z-index to 1 and press Add Keyframe. The reason is so when we play the animation forward, it is set to 1, and when we play the animation backwards, it will be set to 0. Now, let's move the timeline back to the end of the animation and set the scale of the button under the offset transform to 1.2 and the rotation to 3.5 degrees. Then press Create Keyframe on both scale and rotation. Now, if you press play, you will notice it is way too slow. Fix this, change the time range to 0.1. and select the keyframes and drag them to the end of the new time range. Great! Now we can add this animation to our button. Open the Signals tab while the button is selected and create a new signal inside Mouse Entered. With this, select the animation player under the button, and under the receiver method, type play. Now, enable advanced and add a new call argument of type stream. Inside this argument, use the name of our animation, which is hover. You should be able to press connect, but if it doesn't let you, simply select the animation player again, and type play in the receiver method again. Then press connect. Do the same thing with the mouse exited signal, but instead of the method play, use the method play backwards on the animation player. Go ahead and test it, and it should look like this. But we need the other buttons to do this. So go ahead and delete them, and we will create an animated button scene with the one that has already an animation player attached to it. Now, we can drag and drop the scene into our container and change their name and text accordingly. After you've done that, we should have some pretty good looking UI. You may notice that it doesn't animate when you press it. Fix this, add the play method to button up just like how we did the mouse entered signal, and add the play backwards like how we did mouse exited to the button down signal. However, they all rotate in the same direction, which doesn't look great for all games. So duplicate our animated button scene and open it. Click on the animation player and open the hover animation. After that, select the offset rotation keyframe on the end, which for me was the top one, but it depends on what order you added them. If you select it and it shows a value with degrees, you are selected on the right one. Simply flip the value from positive to negative. Now, delete the options button and add the flipped version between the buttons, and bam, you got a nice looking main menu. Now I will show you how to connect these to a script. Make a main menu script and click on the quit button. Here you can connect the press signal to the script. It is really easy to quit the game from a script. Simply type get tree and type quit. Perfect. Now let's make the play button switch scenes from our main menu to our game. Do the same thing as the quit button, but instead of quit, use change scene to file. Now you have a fully functioning main menu. If you'd like me to make a tutorial on how to make a settings menu, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.